Good morning. It's Sunday, September 25th. And this is a story that is very sad, but we have to hear it. We have to find out about these things that are going on in our country. And this story came from the Arkansas Times, which happens to be a very liberal publication in a very red state. A young woman in Arkansas, a mother of two, was 19 weeks pregnant when she was told that her daughter would not survive. The daughter had a rare disease and she would not survive when born. So because the fetus was deemed non-viable, the mother was forced to travel out of state to end the pregnancy. And this was a financial hardship on this young woman and her family. But she had no choice. She couldn't end her pregnancy in Arkansas. And here's what was even worse about this situation. Her doctors were scared to even suggest that she end her pregnancy. They did not want to talk to her about that medical option because in the state of Arkansas, there were legal complications that could lead to the doctors being penalized. Imagine that. You are restricting health professionals from doing their job. The doctors were scared to talk, scared to say certain things because they were scared of the backlash on themselves. Now, I'm not sure whether the backlash would come from law enforcement or whether the backlash would come from their patient population that agree with the Arkansas law. Although, based upon the comments that I'm going to read you later, I believe that most of the people in Arkansas are not in favor of this abortion ban. That it was a thing that the state legislature did without consulting the public. So just think about this. Imagine if a doctor had to call a lawyer every time they had to discuss something with a patient. What the hell would happen? People would be dying like flies. But that's the situation with the abortion law. The doctors can't talk about it. And certainly the lawyers are going to say, well, it's the law of the state. And the young woman tried to talk to her about her situation. And she asked many questions. But the doctor could only phrase it in certain ways and say certain things and sort of hint at other things so that she didn't get in trouble. The doctor was a female also. But she was stum because of the state law. And as far as getting any sympathy from the Attorney General, Leslie Lutridge, the governor, or the Arkansas legislature, they kind of turn their back and say, tough shit. You know what I just thought of? Supposing you didn't have any money, or you didn't want to spend your money and you wanted to borrow money, and you went to the bank and you said, I'd like to get a bank loan. I need a couple $1,000s. And they said, what for? Would they be in trouble if you told them that you wanted to go out of state for an abortion and they gave you the money? Would that close up the banks? That's an interesting thing to think about, the side effects of this particular law. Beyond the doctors that can't talk, what about anybody that wanted to help anybody get an abortion? I guess that would be a disaster for those people too. So needless to say, there were many comments after this article. So just listen to a few of them. First one word for our dear Arkansas state legislature. Despicable. They wouldn't dare put it to a vote of the people. Deep red Kansas and Mississippi have voted choice when given the chance. Let states decide. They lie. No, they bought and paid for legislative goons to decide. I absolutely agree with that comment. This is a state problem, and the people of the state should decide, not the legislature. The people should have had an opportunity to vote on this situation. And then another comment. Imagine how many pregnant women in this state don't have the wherewithal to travel to another state. My adult daughters live in blue states, but their future depends on defeating the national abortion ban recently authored by Miss Lindsey Graham. I don't know why he called him Miss Lindsey Graham. Maybe the miss was meant that he missed the mark. And then he went on to say, why would any female vote Republican this year? The Supreme Court told you uselessly that you are all second-class citizens who must have men to watch over you. You have been raped by the Supreme Court. Do something about it. Well, maybe they will. Maybe they will turn out in the November election and defeat the Republicans, severely defeat them. That'll be a wait-and-see situation. And there was a comment about business turning a blind eye to women's rights, declaring them guilty, guilty, guilty. And of course, we had comments about religion and the fact that one religion had taken over Arkansas and were being the religion of choice, even though there were many religions in Arkansas. And the Supreme Court was accused of choosing one religion over another. And so I've come to the conclusion that abortion is a major issue in the upcoming election. And if I'm reading correctly just from the tone of this article in a known liberal newspaper, and therefore the comments are probably from liberal readers, but it's in the state of Arkansas. And I'm sure that the stats that I've heard coming from all over this country is that abortion is a major issue. 65 to 70% of the people are against what the Supreme Court did. So maybe there will be a huge turnout against Republicans. And we'll only have to wait and see. And I wish the Democrats well. Now have a great day, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.